Hey guys, Mark Lyon here, Lion Horses. Today I got a little tip for you about a nice, cool way to hang up your saddle. And I had another video on how to hang it up with a piece of string, and a lot of people hadn't seen that, so I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And this is another saddle rack. I've built a few of them, and I've installed them in a couple different barns that I've been in, and a lot of times people go, wow, that's really cool. So anyway, I want to show it to you today. So the first place I saw this was at an English barn, and I was like, well, that's a pretty cool way. I kind of like seeing how different people do different things, and the English definitely have their own way of doing things. And what they did is they had a piece of 4x4, and they had a little hook on the end, and then there was a little eye bolt that was in the wall, and they would hook it in there, and it would hang just like this, and they'd put their English saddle up there. Well, the Western saddles will sit on there, but they're not quite as good. You know, ours are a little bit bigger, and so, like I say, you need a little bit more purchase than just a 4x4. But for the English saddles, it worked really good. And the nice thing about that is then they would unhook it and then hang it down on the side, and it was, you know, it wasn't in the way of the aisle, and the horse didn't get snagged on it, and it was out of the way, and yeah, it was really cool. So I modified that a little bit, and so we're gonna show you how to do that today. So what I did is I got a piece of 4x4. It's a old one found in the scrapyard this morning, and then I got a piece of plywood. And you can use whatever thickness plywood you happen to have. Again, went to the scrapyard and found a couple pieces of plywood, just like this. And what I did is I cut one side at a little angle there. You can see the little bevel. We'll check, see how long this is. They're about 16 inches long and right about 7-8 inches wide. And then I took my 4x4 and I just cut off the top piece there, a little bit of an angle. What we're gonna do is we're gonna screw that piece on there like that, and that piece on there like on the other side, and that's gonna give you your saddle rack, right? So we're gonna do that, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now we've got our little saddle rack, 45-degree angle. Say on the top there, make it kind of smooth. So these are about 90 degrees because that square block is going to be 90 degrees. So anyway, that's how we make our saddle rack. Now what we're going to do is I've got a little power bolt here. I'll get you a close up of that one. You can get a little hook that just lags in there. I like using one of these because I stick it right on there and then I screw it into that piece of wood. So what you're going to want to do is, before you fine tune it, you're going to want to get you a little eye bolt, slide it on there, and then you're going to stick that. This is going to screw into the wall, and then that's going to hang on top. Okay, so you're going to kind of figure out how much you need so that this thing will fit straight on the wall when you get it done. When we go to install this, it'll kind of make more sense. But right now, I kind of think I know kind of how much I need, so I'm just going to mark it right here, and then I'm going to screw this hook on there, and then we'll show you how to install it. Okay, there we go. Now we'll go hang it up. We are ready to put our new saddle rack in. So I'm going to take this bolt, and first of all, you need to figure out how high you want your saddle rack. And the nice thing is you can put multiple ones in there. So if you've got some kids, or maybe you're a little bit short like me, I'm not very tall, you can put it in there a little lower. And then if you're a great big tall fella and you like it a little taller, you can stick it up there where you like it. I like it so that when I take my saddle off, I can it's normally on my hip, and I can just slide it right on there. So I like it about where my hand is. So that's where I'm going to stick this bolt. So I'm going to start sticking this in there. I drilled a little pilot hole just to kind of help me get it started. Okay, there we go. The nice thing about this is when when you don't have that saddle rack attached, it's pretty smooth. All there is just that little tiny eyeball sticking out. So to put this on, if you're gonna put this thing where you're not having a saddle on it, you can just stick it right like this. So that way it's just kind of out of the way, doesn't take up a lot of room. Then when you go to use it, take it off, turn it around. You're gonna stick it up here like that. Now your saddle rack's ready to go. So you can just stick it on there, pull it off, go saddle your horse. If it's in the way, you can fold it out of the way, hang it there. And then if you're not gonna use it for a little while, you can just take it off. And a lot of times I'll have a couple of these spots over at the round pen, and then maybe another one wherever I normally saddle up at, maybe another one somewhere else. So that way I can have a couple, 3 of these, and I can just move them wherever I need them. So if I don't need them here, maybe there's a spot outside where I'm gonna be saddling for the summer, or it's nice weather, I'll put a couple of them out there, have my saddles out there, everything's good to go. And then when it gets a little chilly, you're not gonna need them for a while, or maybe it starts to rain a little bit, or like I say, you're not gonna be using those, take them, move them somewhere else. No use having it out there. So yeah, it's just kind of nice. It doesn't have anything that's in the way when you're not using it, and then by golly, it's a nice handy place to just hang your saddle when you need it. So anyway, remember, we're all trying to be the person our horse deserves. Hope this helps.